Welcome back to Soda City Live, everyone. April is the month of the military child. While our wonderful military community is here in the Midlands, it's so important that we recognize the sacrifices of our service members, but how their service impacts their families, especially when it comes to their little ones. The Military Children's Education Coalition aims to support military children as they navigate or adjust to being a part of the military family. Joining me today to share more details about the month of the military child is Fort Jackson School Liaison Fred Henley and State Coordinator of South Carolina's Military Children's Education Coalition, Ashley Shalit. Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's start off talking more about the coalition. I think this is so important. I was not familiar with this, but I can only imagine how helpful it's been to children who are a part of military families. So tell us more about the coalition.
So MCEC is the Military Child Education Coalition. We're a national nonprofit, and our objectives are to make sure that every military connected kid is college, work, and life ready. And we want to make sure that those students are able to thrive and not be penalized academically or socially because of their parents' service. And then it's a really important part of our coalition is our community partnerships and strong partnerships with our installations. So Fred is the school liaison here at Fort Jackson. And he's really instrumental in making sure that we can reach into those school districts and that those school districts have that relationship with the installations as well.
Fred, you're seeing these students firsthand and what they go through and some of the challenges that they deal with. How does MCEC help that?
They help tremendously. Here in the Fort Jackson area, well, Columbia as a whole, we really have about 10 school districts that Fort Jackson military members are spread out to. I can't reach them by myself. I'm the only liaison there. But with MCEC's strong assistance, research, classes that they teach and so forth, we're able to reach many more than we would have with just a small group of people.
That's amazing and so important. And you have some events coming up for district officials and open to the community, because it's important that these students not get the support from just the school, but when they step outside of the hallways as well. So tell us about your first event with Adventure.
So tomorrow is our first event with Adventure Children's Museum. The daytime is going to be for our Student Ambassador program. It's part of Purple Star Schools here in South Carolina, and to be able to obtain that designation, the students need to have some type of sponsorship or ambassador club where they welcome in those students and help them kind of acclimate as they're transitioning and get settled into the community. And so we're going to be doing the training tomorrow from 8:30 to 2. And then in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30, we're going to do a really awesome, it's called a TMAS, Tell Me a Story. And we're going to read a book called Night Catch. And everyone can come out from the community as long as you register. And you get to leave with a really neat book. Have that social, emotional education and time with the parents to connect and use literacy to help guide them through maybe some difficult transition issues, but also just have some fun with their peers. And it's really important to have our civilian friends there, because we want Purple Star school districts, but we really want Purple Star communities, and that shows that not only do we have the support set up to make those children successful and their families, we want them to thrive, and we want to integrate them into the community and use all of their experiences and gifts to enhance our own communities here.
Absolutely. And tell us more about the events happening at the R2I2 building as well.
So Richland 2 has a large population of military students.
The largest in the state.
Wow.
Yes. And when we're talking about military kids too, we're also not just talking about our friends at the fort and our active duty, but our reserve and National Guard friends as well. We have them throughout the state. South Carolina is just such a patriotic state, and we have military connected kiddos, veterans kiddos, that still identify as those military connected kids, and as they should. So we want to make sure that they're supported, and Richland 2 is helping us host this awesome event where we're going to have professional development that's open to all helping professionals, educators, community leadership, and just kind of giving them some professional development about some compact agreements and laws that help with educational issues inside of the state and as they're transitioning. And we're also going to touch on youth serving and caregiver roles that may live with a disabled veteran or wounded warrior. And then Fred is going to do some professional development on partnering with your installations, and that important.
And Fred, this is going to be fun too, because I understand there's a carnival included in all of this as well. So you're getting a lot of education, but it's going to be through a fun medium. Tell us more about that.
Right. Well, we'll have the carnival there. if they want to have fun, that's where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who's interested, if they're having any doubt, they really need to be there for that. Also on Fort Jackson on the 28th of this month, we're going to have another family fun fair as well, from 4:30 to 6:30 for those who have access to Fort Jackson.
That's
And
a lot.
it's all about partnerships and recognizing the military contributions from the children.
And I can only imagine how those children are able to connect with other children in the same boat as them, and how much of a relief that is when you can just have that special person to relate to. We have to wrap up in about 15 seconds here, but Fred, I'll give you the final thought. What would you like to share with parents and the community about supporting these events? And we have it there on your screen.
Well, I will give you the shirt.
Yes,
and if you see on here, there's a dandelion. Dandelions kind of represent the military child, and that dandelions are very much like our military connected students in that they always grow in bloom wherever their roots are planted.
Wow.
Despite any adversities.
And they're very resilient.
I
Very
love
resilient.
that. Well, thank you. I'm going to hold up the shirt
There
in front
you
of our
go.
camera as we wrap up so you can see this. Make sure that you guys are able to go out and support. We're going to pull up that graphic one more time with all of the information on how you can support these events in the military children and MSEC. So if we can pull that information up there on your screen. The Training and Education Summit is happening on April 19th. Make sure you wear the color purple. You can also hear the Tell Me a Story. That's happening April 19th at 5:30. All of this happening at Adventure. And then the Military Child Carnival, April 20th at 5:30. And that's going to be at the R2I2 Conference Center. And then, Fred, one more time, mention what's happening at Fort Jackson for people who have access there.
Yes, on 28 April from 4:30 to 6:30, Family Fun Fair.
Okay.
Yes.
Fred and Ashley, thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll make sure to have this full interview posted on SodaCityLive.com, and also you can check it out on our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.